Unit 5. The Trial. Dan Friedman is a football fan and a sports editor at the Football Association. He lives in England. This chapter is from his book, The Kick Off. Jamie knows he has to play well in this trial match if he wants to get into the football team. But then everything seems to go horribly wrong. Marsden handed Jamie the ball. Jamie looked around. None of the others on his team had made a move to take the penalty. It had to be him. Jamie knew it wasn't just the keeper that he was up against now, it was every other player on the pitch. Not even his own teammates wanted him to score. Why would they? They all wanted to get into a team just as badly as he did. Why would they want him to steal the glory in the last minute? Jamie reached down and placed the ball on the spot. He could feel his heart thudding as he put the ball down. Make sure you don't miss, hissed Dylan, standing between Jamie and the goal. He was so close that Jamie could see the little droplets of spit coming out of his stinking mouth as he spoke. Jamie fended Dylan's heavy frame out of the way. He needed to concentrate. He wanted to be decisive, but thousands of questions were all closing in on him at once. Power or placement? To the side. It might go wide. Straight down the middle. The keeper will save it. Mr. Marsden raised the whistle to his mouth. The burst of noise was the signal for Jamie to step forward. I can't miss. I can't miss, he said to himself as he walked towards the spot, head bowed. Everything went completely blank. Jamie saw his feet run up to the ball but somehow felt unable to control them. His mind and body were disconnected from each other. He was taking the penalty but had no idea what he was actually going to do with it. Then something very unlucky happened. As Jamie moved to strike the ball with his left foot, his right foot went over a divot in the pitch, twisting his ankle right over. It threw Jamie off balance completely. He started to fall over. He should have stopped, got himself together, and taken another run up. But he didn't. He still tried to take the penalty. As he was falling, he flung his foot towards the ball so desperately, so violently, that his left boot actually flew off his foot. It shot right up in the air. Jamie yelled out in horror. His boot rocketed skywards, doing somersault as it went. Meanwhile, the ball that should have been flying into the back of the net was rolling slowly and painfully along the ground towards the goalkeeper's waiting hands. This was his worst nightmare. All the players on both sides were laughing at him. That's the worst penalty I have ever seen. You are rubbish, Dylan shouted, pointing straight at Jamie. Jamie's blood was boiling with rage, embarrassment, and frustration. The sight and sound of Dylan's stupid, ugly, disgusting laugh was too much to take. He shoved Dylan hard in the chest and walked away. Ah! Cried Dylan dramatically. He stumbled backwards and fell to the ground, clutching his neck. Jamie couldn't believe what Dylan was doing. He was actually faking it. He was pretending Jamie had punched him. Johnson, come here, said Marsden, beckoning Jamie with his finger. His voice was serious. You're not falling for that, are you, sir? He's taking the. I'm not falling for anything. Marsden reached for his pocket. Sir, I didn't do anything. Yes, you did, Jamie. I know you are upset about the penalty, but you raised your hand to an opponent and you can't do that on the football pitch. Marsden brandished the red card above his head so everyone could see. Jamie had been sent off.